I can't tell you the number of business owners I've personally said that to who could not believe it. It is the most obvious sign you're undercharging, but they will insist that that's not what that means. Welcome back, boss lady. If you haven't noticed, the first Monday of every month, I have been talking about money mindset. And in this video, I want to talk about the signs that you are actually undercharging. It doesn't matter what your coach or your colleagues or people in a Facebook group says you should charge. What matters are the signs that are actually showing up in your business. The first sign to look for is whether or not you can pay your bills. And specifically what I mean here is if your business is doing pretty well, so you're making sales, you've got clients or customers coming in, but you still can't make ends meet. Now, this can obviously come down to a lot of things, right? We could just be mismanaging our money. We could be struggling in some other areas, but this is something to look for. If you've got good traction, you've got a handle on your budget, but you're just not bringing in enough, this is a sign that you actually need to increase your pricing because maybe you haven't taken into account business expenses and personal expenses when you set those prices. We talked about how to set your prices and using some really smart strategies in last month's money mindset video. So if you haven't seen that, I would highly encourage you to watch that after this one to help you figure out how to change your pricing. Number 2 is when you're so busy you can't keep up with business. This usually happens when your pricing is started off exactly where it needs to be. You priced yourself really well and you're really gaining traction. You've got a lot coming in, but you just don't have the time and energy to be able to provide the services or the products that people are asking for. Comment below with busy if you agree that this is a pretty good problem to have. We just get to remember that sometimes we get to a stage in our business where it's time to increase those prices. And when the demand has gotten bigger than your supply enables you to supply, then that's when you want to start increasing prices. Now, the third one is really tricky because it's actually when business is slow. And what I mean by this is if you've got a great audience, you're getting visibility, you're getting traction, but you're just not making sales. Comment below with slow if you agree that this is not a good problem to have. I want to explain though what I mean by this and why this is actually a sign that you're undercharging. This is where I started out years ago as a coach. When I first started, I started with very low pricing because I was brand new. I needed to gain experience, gain testimonials before I could really earn a higher price, right? Now, most people, when they're in this situation, they will actually think that they need to lower their pricing, but I did something super scary and I decided to almost double it. When I did this, you know what happened? I didn't get slower. My business actually doubled too. And I didn't just do this once. I didn't just do this twice. This happened 3 times in my business. Each time I doubled or almost doubled my rates, my business exploded with it. The reason this happens is because the human mind often equates value with price. And so as my experience was gaining momentum, when people were actually looking at what I was charging, it was devaluing what I could do or provide to them because they were seeing this really cheap rate that didn't make sense to them. So even if they were interested, they would come to that page and they would see that pricing and they'd be like, what's missing here? And they would bounce. Now think about this for yourself. What if you found a Craigslist ad for a Lamborghini that was $700? Would you think that that was a great value, or would you assume that it's probably a hunk of junk? The same might be going through the minds of your clients or your customers. If something's too cheap, they're going to probably assume that it's not actually what they're looking for. The fourth sign that you're undercharging is that people are actually telling you so. And by people, I mean the most important people. I mean your clients and your customers. But they're not going to literally tell you, I want to give you more money or you should charge me more. What they're going to say is, oh wow, you're so much cheaper than I expected, or oh, I expected it to be a lot more. This is great. Or oh, you're the best price out there. That's not a compliment. You don't want to be the $700 Lamborghini on Craigslist. You want to be the thing that people see and see as a good value, but they don't see as cheap. I can't tell you the number of business owners I've personally said that to who could not believe it. It is the most obvious sign you're undercharging, but they will insist that that's not what that means. Listen, if your clients and customers are literally telling you that they would have paid more, listen to them because they are the ones that pay your bills. Again, the goal here is to bring a lot of value without being cheap. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Tara Wagner. I'm a belief breakthrough coach helping women to crush their goals, not their soul. And if you would love weekly coaching to help you overcome the limiting beliefs and the bad habits holding you back, be sure to grab my free Bottlenecks to Breakthroughs training in the description below, as well as subscribe and hit the bell for notifications of more videos like these every single week. Then check out this next video on why charging what you're worth is actually terrible advice. And if you've just realized that you need to reset your prices, check out this one on some smart pricing strategies. Be sure to also give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment below letting me know your thoughts and opinions, and thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one.